Hey, how are you guys? My name's Danny and I work for the town of Clarkstown of Recreation and Parks. This is my co-worker Alex. Basically what we're doing today is we're making bamboo fishing poles. Me and Alex are part of the fishing club that we fish at Congers Lake in Congers, New York. Basically this is a cool thing for you and the kids to go out, make a fishing rod out of bamboo. Bamboo is actually invasive to these parts of the United States, and it's actually the fastest growing grass in the world. Now, first things first, in order to make a bamboo fishing rod, you have to find the bamboo bush. So this is what a piece of bamboo looks like. It's going to basically, this one's a tall piece, guys, but basically it'll be found, it could be found in someone's backyard, front yard, in the woods. We actually have a big bamboo brush in the back of our baseball fields here at Zucker Park. Now, since it's since it's invasive, we're not basically harming the plant, because the second we cut this, a new piece is going to be sprouting as soon as we cut it. They grow very, very fast. Actually, my coworker just said some bamboo pieces grow 15 inches in a day. So, going back to our bamboo fishing rods. This is a piece that we cut. You want it to be, I like them long, because the longer you have your fishing rod, it's easier to set the hook. Basically, when you're fishing, I'll explain that to you later. So this is about, what would you say? This is about,
10 footer?
Yeah, maybe a little over 10. I say you want it between basically 15 feet, because you're going to be cutting some of the real skinny parts. You kind of want your rod very firm. So I'd get about a 15-foot piece. Now this is close. So basically when you cut this, I used a machete, thanks to my coworker Alex. They have very thick sprouts at the bottom, so you kind of want to use something, heavy duty. Children, you should not use knives or machetes at home, so ask your mom or dad to help you out. Let me put this down. So after I cut a piece of bamboo that is close to 15 feet, I should pick up the machete again. What I do is I turn it this way, where the cut piece is facing out, away from me. And you are going to have basically, there's these little, basically I call them sticks or branches, knots or nodules that are coming out. What I do, again, kids, don't do this at home. You're basically just going to slide your knife down. They cut pretty easy. One just flew off there. This is a very skinny piece, so I have actually thicker ones in the bottom that I'll show you. But you're going to cut all these nodules off so it's nice and smooth. And what I do, like I said, you want to cut it 15 a piece nice and big, is because I'm also going to cut this part. This is very, very skinny. There's this little brush at the top, so I kind of want to cut this off. Now I'm going to pick up a finished piece that I've cut already. Let me just put this down. Oh. Now right here is a perfect bamboo fishing rod. Now, like I said, I like them long. If you could see, all the nodules are cut. This is all nice and smooth. I could rub my hand up and down it. It's nice and thick. It almost looks like a fishing rod, doesn't it, guys? This is actually pretty cool. This is about, I'd say, what'd you say, a little more than a pound? What'd you think, Alex?
Yeah, let's get it. As it loses its moisture and its color of green, it's going to turn a different color and get lose half its weight. So it's still a little bit heavy, but the longer you have that rod, the lighter it'll get.
So Alex just brought up something about once it loses its moisture. Now, when you cut this, cut the nodules off, you're going to cut that little bush that's on the top. So now you have this perfectly smooth bamboo. Now, I know I don't have a grill in front of me, guys, but basically you're going to go out to your grill. You can make a fire pit, anything that you have at your home. I'm going to put some coal down, or you want to start a wood fire, either or. Okay, I'm going to start my flame or start my grill. Now, what you want to do is, like Alex mentioned, is you want to get all the moisture out of the bamboo. So see how it's all green, kids? It's actually going to turn this tan color right here, guys. So I'm going to run this over the flame not sit it in the flame for a while. I'm always moving it as I'm going over the flame because I don't want it to burn. But after, what would you say, about an hour or a half hour?
Yeah, about an hour.
About an hour.
You'll feel it getting really light.
Yep. So basically, after an hour, you going over the flame, twisting it, making sure you got all the right sides, the whole bamboo rod. Basically, it's gonna turn that color. That means all the moisture is out. So I'm just gonna put this one down. We got 2 rods that basically are done. Okay. So it's basically gonna be turning this tan color. Okay. The next step is we're going to sand it. Now, I have medium grade sandpaper, and I also have a lesser grade sandpaper. Now, you want to start off with the heavier first, the medium grade. I'm basically just going to kind of fold it up, and I'm going to sand all the way to the tip, from bottom all the way to top. You want to get it nice and sanded. It's going to even be more smoother than it already, or more smooth than it already was, or smoother. After that, you're going to notice basically it's going to be like a powdery substance coming off the bamboo. Once you use the medium grade, you're going to put this down. You're going to use the lighter grade just to finish it off, to get it even extra smooth. Again, I'm going to fold the piece, basically wrap it, and I'm just going to go all the way down, sand it so it's nice. Again, it's going to be perfectly smooth. Then, after you sand it, you're going to use some epoxy or any like a clear coat, basically to seal up the pores of the bamboo, because we don't want any moisture getting in. Okay? Now, make sure you don't make a mess. I know, kids, this is something you could do, so make sure you put newspapers down or anything so the epoxy or the clear coat doesn't get anywhere. So what I usually do is I unfold newspapers, put it on a table. Definitely do this outside, guys. So basically, put newspapers down, get your bamboo. Now, some epoxy uses a brush. This one has a spray can. I actually like the brush a little better. You know, puts it on a nice even layer. So basically, you're gonna dip your brush in. I start from the bottom always. And this is the bottom, is what I mean is where you cut it off the branch. Now basically, you could use rubber gloves if you don't want to get your hands, you know, in the epoxy. I recommend that. So you're gonna dip your brush. I have a spray can in here. I'm gonna spray. Okay, and I'm going to keep spraying nice even layers, up, and I'm going to make sure I cover the whole piece of bamboo from top to bottom, because again, I don't want any moisture getting in here. This actually, the epoxy is what makes it bend nice. Whoops, it's okay, sorry guys. The epoxy helps actually in getting all the moisture out, makes it bend nice, just like a fishing rod would. Okay, it has a nice bend to it. It also has a nice backbone. But Alex, you want to pull on that fishing? So basically, using the clear coat, the epoxy, it's going to create a nice bend. Again, no moisture in this. Gives it a nice backbone. Perfect for a fishing rod. See, kids, it's getting to be a fishing rod, right? You could tell from when we first started in the piece of bamboo. We got it. We shaved the nodules down. We put it over a flame, got all the moisture out. It turned this nice tan color. Then we did a medium grain sandpaper, sanded from top to bottom. Then we got a little lesser grade of sandpaper again, sanded over that. And then we did the epoxy, the clear coat, tighten all the, close all the pores up so no moisture gets in it. Gives it a nice clear coat. Starting to look beautiful. I think, I always say, the clear coat makes my rod look beautiful. So basically, it's going to turn out like this. Again, this is basically, I don't know if the camera can see. It's nice and shiny. Okay, it's nice and light. Alex is right, man. Once you get all the moisture out of these bamboo pieces, they are extremely, extremely light. Okay, so that was actually the easy part, guys. Now we're going to get to basically putting the fishing line on your rod. Because with all those steps, like I said, going basically cutting the bamboo, you want your rod, your piece to be about 15 feet in case you have to trim any pieces off. Like I said, putting it over fire to get the moisture out, sanding it down, putting the clear coat down. Your rod is basically finished. Again, that was the easy part. Now we have to put the fishing line on it. Okay, I'm just going to lay this down. This is actually a finished product. Let's pretend this is all basically done. I'm going to put the end piece here. This is the end. Okay, now this is basically your tip. You kind of want the thickest part. I forgot to go over this in the beginning. You want, again, the thickest part is always the bottom where you're going to cut it. And it's usually thins out as you're moving towards the top. Just like a fishing rod. When you pick up a fishing rod, the base of it is always the thickest part. And as you get to the top of the fishing rod, it gets thinner. That's to give it the action. That's to give it the bend. Basically same with your bamboo fishing rod, okay? So we're getting, this is a 40-pound, basically mono fishing line. So basically what Alex is doing is he's going basically towards the middle of the bamboo and making, what knot is this, Alex?
The clinch knot.
This is a clinch knot, guys. Now, I could show someone basically a clinch knot. It's basically, this is going to be hard to see, but basically you get a piece of line. Say this is, I'll do it here. Okay. Put the line basically in the middle of the bamboo. Okay. So this is your tag piece. This is the end piece. This is your main piece. Okay. You're going to make about 4 to 5 twists. I do 6 for good luck. Okay. Twist it, twist it, twist it. And then you put the tag piece in the bottom hole. Okay, you hold the tag piece and you pull. And that is a clinch knot. Very easy. Guys, if you can't see that, again, with all my knots that I've learned how to do, like I said, me and Alex run the fishing club at Congress Community Center. If you guys are into fishing, definitely come down. This is, I tell people who are in my fishing club, if you guys want to learn knots, knots are very important. Okay, your equipment has to be functional and perfect to land big fish, and we all want to catch big fish, right? It starts with your equipment. It starts with your knots. You want your knots to be perfect. So like I said, go on YouTube, type in fishing knots, and a ton of videos will pop up. Like I said, we use the clinch knot to start this off. Definitely look it up if you guys didn't get a good view.
So from that clinch knot,
Okay.
what we're going to do is from the butt
I could
end
twist it for
to
you.
the tip end, we're going to spiral it up. So helps to have a partner. You're going to spiral
Yep.
that 40-pound test nice and even.
Now this is giving it a little more backbone, right, Alex?
Yeah.
Okay.
This way, if your main line ever breaks, it's, you're just going to do the same thing over. We're going to end up tying a perfection loop on the end of our main line here and then putting on a much lighter 12-pound test leader.
Okay.
But
Now,
this line should last you a couple seasons.
oh yeah. Now me and Alex went fishing with our bamboo rods. We caught a bunch of bluegills at Congers Lake. These rods hold up, guys, like Alex said. And again, if the line breaks, you could always basically, get more line, tie another knot, like clinch knot. And Alex, what did you say the loop that you're going to do at the top?
A perfection loop.
Perfection loop. Again, guys, if you want to look that up, you can go on YouTube, type in perfection loop, and it'll show you where to do.
Type in animated knots in any search engine, and there's lots of great websites where they step by step, so you can pause it because it does take some time to learn the knots.
Well, I didn't check animated loops.
Animated knots.
Animated
Orbis
knots.
has
I'm sorry.
one,
Yep. All
Berkeley
right.
has
Definitely
one.
have to check that out. Animated knots. Okay. Now we're getting to the top. Again, this is definitely easier with 2 people.
Yeah, to keep that tension.
Yep. Yes. Want to guys make it tight. That's very important. Want to make it tight. Okay, see, we started in the middle, we spiraled it all the way up. Now Alex basically is just going around, what did you say, about 4 or 5 times at the end?
And I'm going to finish it with my bobbin over here.
Okay,
This rod's going to stay here, I hope.
okay.
Could you hold that line right
Just,
there?
yep.
Nice and
I'm
tight.
pinching this line right here after you've wrapped it around about 4 or 5 times.
Leave myself a little leader here to play with.
Yep. Okay, left about, I'd say 3 feet of leader, just in case, you know, he has to fix something.
Okay, now I'm just gonna take my bobkin.
Got it. Okay, this is a bobkin, you said?
Yeah, it's a fly tying tool.
Okay, this is a fly tying tool, guys. Basically what he's doing now is, after he wrapped the mono around 4 or 5 times, it looks like yarn, actually.
Yeah, it's a heavy line.
It's a heavier line, guys. Now he's basically wrapping this even more to make it all stay. Make sure it doesn't come undone. You can hold this, guys.
Good.
Okay. Wrapped it about, I'd say 20, 25 times. Now he's just making regular. What knot would you say you just used,
That's
Alex?
just an overhand surgeon.
Just overhand surgeon knot. Okay. Now he's just clipping the tag piece. Okay.
Last thing, just to seal it up,
So this is what is this?
put a head cement.
Little head cement, guys. Little hard head cement. He's basically rubbing the hard head cement over where we basically took that heavier line that we used to wrap over the mono. He's basically just putting that hard head cement on that. Okay. Now we'll let this dry. This dries pretty quick, right, Alex? Yeah. So give it about 5-10 minutes, not even.
In the meantime, this is our heavy 40-pound main line, and this is the perfection loop. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here, but you make one loop front, one loop behind, pull that line between. This you want to go on animated lines because this one took me a bit to figure out, but once you have figured out, what you get is a perfection loop, and it's 100% line strength. That's not going to break anything less than 40 pounds of pressure.
I could show I'll come up a little. That's what that's what the loop looks like, guys. If you could see it.
Oh, I tied it on there.
Okay, and basically, since I'm up here, guys, this is again our finished product. How we really wrapped it all the way from the middle bamboo. We wrapped it all the way to the top. You see, we spiraled it up all the way to the tip. And I actually put a piece of tape, I think mine was cracking, but this is where we stopped. We took this mono, wrapped it around about 4 or 5 times, then took that heavier line, wrapped it around about 20 times, and put that hard head cement, let that dry. So again, guys, this is what it looks like. You know, your line's coming off, you have the loop at the bottom, and again, this is just for the backbone. Okay, again, 40-pound mono. You could use this and wrap it all the way up. Okay?
Now, here's the neat thing about that perfection loop. I'm going to tie one really quickly right now.
Okay. Yep. Again, Alex, I like having the loop, to be honest, because you could basically put a hook right to this loop. You know, kind of put it through, you don't have to really tie it. You actually put this loop through the eye of the hook and just, you know, basically wrap it up. You're not actually making a tie. You know what I'm trying to say? Right. You could put it through the eye of the hook and you're not technically tying it. It goes through and you basically, again, go through the hook and it'll stay. So basically, if you want to change that hook, you want a smaller hook, something, it takes 2 seconds. You unwrap it from around the hook pops off, and you could throw on another hook. So you're not basically tying something to the loop. That's my favorite part.
A lighter leader, this is like 25-pound test. You can take a 12-pound leader with the perfection loop, put the loop through the loop, and then just pull that through.
Yep. That's exactly what I do, except with a hook. That's why I like
connection.
It. Yep.
So if you want to change your line size in seconds, you got the loop-to-loop connection.
Perfect. That's why we love the loop. Again, guys, this is again making a fishing rod out of bamboo. We don't have a lot. You don't need a lot of stuff, guys. Again, you need a 40-pound mono. We have a little heavier line here to do those 20 wraps. We have epoxy or clear coat. We have a medium to lesser grade sandpaper. Again, we do have a cutting tool. That's the only dangerous part here is you do have to cut the bamboo. It is a little tough to cut because some of these notches at the end are pretty thick. again, guys, bamboo is found basically anywhere, right? It's very invasive. I mean, it's not basically, and everyone's, yes.
And you could also make great walking sticks for some older relatives maybe that want to go for a hike. And when they get dried out, they lighten up. They're very nice. You can use your imagination, make them as inert.
I think I got a piece that I used as a walking stick. Yep. Right here. So actually, I cut one. Basically, this is a nice walking stick size. This is the bottom. So what me and Alex are gonna do is probably, like I said, the same steps. You know, start a fire, get all the moisture out, clear coat it again.
If you don't have access to the grill, it's fine. Because
yes.
It'll dry out. If you give it a couple months, it'll dry out completely.
Okay, perfect. And we're gonna wrap it with something so it's very steady, and maybe put something on the top to, you know, maybe a little ball or something. You know, it's easier to grip. But this is what, about 4 feet, 4.5 feet, something like that. You know, nice walking stick you guys can make. So if you don't want a fishing rod, or like I said, you want to cut a couple pieces of bamboo and try making a walking stick and a fishing rod, your buddy wants to make a fishing rod, the walking stick is a pretty cool, you know, idea. Again, like I said, it's invasive, it'll grow back. But yeah, that's it, guys. So again, me and Alex, we run the Clarkstown Fishing Club. If you guys love fishing, even if you're, we actually encourage beginners. But you're beginner, intermediate, expert, please come down. We fish Congers Lake. There's a lot of fish in Congers Lake, from carp, bluegill, white perch, yellow perch, largemouth bass. I mean, we got it all there. It's a great lake to fish, and you know, come out and enjoy. Basically, again, we'd love to see you guys. We'd love to fish. If you guys have any questions, again, I'm Danny. This is Alex. You know, you could call, and they'll transfer you to one of our community centers if you guys have any questions about the fishing club. But yeah, we're outdoors, guys, and like I said, hopefully we could show you a great outdoor experience. All right, thanks again, guys. Signing out.